Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. In today's video, we'll be going through a narrative that was created by the Paris Saint Germain haters when Paris Saint Germain bought Kvicha Kvaratskhelia from Napoli. So let's first of all react to some of these videos and let's have some fun. First of all here, Kvaratskhelia will flop at PSG. Let's take a look.
Kvaratskhelia has ruined his career by moving to PSG. It's probably the dumbest move that man has done for his career. It's still a big...
I'm gonna be honest, whenever I've seen like these people, well, Front 3, I think they work with ESPN, maybe BR Football as well. I mean, it's basically kids.
Club. It's a huge club, and he's getting his bag, man.
Again, I don't understand this. He's getting his bag. He would have gotten his bag at any other club. Actually, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, when you look at him, quality-wise, he's actually a bit underpaid at Paris Saint Germain. Like Serge Gnabry, higher paid at Bayern. Anthony, higher paid at Manchester United. So
The league he won't progress in.
Again, like, are people still talking about Ligue 1 this way? Like, I thought, you know, that was just kids on Twitter and narratives. Like, this entire narrative about Paris Saint Germain being this weak league and everything is one of the, maybe the dumbest football opinion I've ever seen. And it just stems from hate, agenda, and ignorance.
As a player individually, he won't grow.
Mbappe.
As a player individually, he will not grow. I mean, the best attackers of all time have always... I mean, Neymar's peak was at PSG. Mbappe's peak was at PSG. I want to say Di Maria, but maybe his peak was in Madrid. You know, that La Decima year. Ibra had his peak at PSG.
Hey, where did he go to?
Real Madrid.
Bigger and better things. That league...
No. PSG won the UCL. Mbappe didn't, so... We moved on to bigger things. Mbappe moved on to smaller things.
It's not good. We've seen it with Dembele. He's flopped. What's happened to him?
Dembele never had a season as good as Kvaratskhelia.
I agree with you. He went to the wrong club.
I mean, what are these takes, man?
He should have come to Arsenal. However, he's still a great player, still young, and he's going to do well in PSG.
Great player, really only had one amazing season, then kind of...
I mean, that's another narrative. This is just not PSG. This is Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I mean, Kvicha, if you watch him, you know that he's a top player. But people just look at GA and so on, and they saw obviously Kvicha have that MVP season, then dropping down. I mean, it was mostly... I mean, Kvicha was still Napoli's best player. He was still one of the best players in Serie A in that season. It was just Napoli as a team were so bad. It was Spalletti leaving, Kim Min-jae leaving, Osimhen leaving, and so on.
PSG,
no, Osimhen was there.
He's probably going to win a title.
Again, I don't understand this getting his money. If you actually look at our wage bill, we have the 7th highest wage bill in the world. I think 5 European teams ahead of us. Barca have a higher wage than us. If Kvicha joined Barca, I don't think anyone would say, oh, he joined for money. Stop these narratives, man. It's disgusting.
Title, so I think he's calm.
And I think PSG are going to win the Champions League in the next...
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, I mean, he cooked there.
Probably before Arsenal. No.
Yeah.
They weren't your idiots. So.
Barcola's career is done.
What?
I mean, the Barcola thing will come into it because we'll watch some other 2 videos as well. But the Barcola thing was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, people do not believe in competition, it seems like. That you need to be a starter if you're not a starter. Especially when you look at City. When you look at City, the Pep model that they had, it was insane competition. That's how everybody is great. And Barcola, as soon as Kvicha was announced, he went crazy. Statistically and, like, performances-wise. So, no, the Kvicha signing only helped Barcola at Paris Saint Germain. Let's take a look at the next one. Obviously, this video we reacted to a long time ago. It's going to be funny listening back to it. Kvaratskhelia to PSG doesn't make sense.
I do not understand Kvaratskhelia going to PSG. It makes no sense from a squad building point of view, in my opinion. They need a...
It makes no sense from a squad building view. If anyone watched Paris Saint Germain in the Champions League in the beginning, it felt like Dembele was a bit alone, Barcola was not good enough, and whoever was next to them, like an Asensio, Kangede, Colomani, definitely not good enough. And we needed a top player in that attack.
Need a striker, and they're selling Colomani.
We never needed a striker. We never wanted a striker. It was just that Lucha had less power when he first came in, and Nasser and Campos were able to sign Gonçalo and Colomani respectively, but... You know, he's always been a false nine. Even the lineup you're showing behind you, you can see it's doing a false nine position.
He's either going to go to Spurs, Juventus, Man United, I think he'll probably go to Juventus. It seems like a deal might be agreed for that to happen. But
Yeah.
they need a striker to replace him, and they're bringing in a winger who I think suits.
That's the thing. If Kurmani was playing for PSG at that point, yes, we need to replace him. But he wasn't playing anything at that point. So we were replacing someone that had 300 minutes after like 15 games.
Moani's game a little bit more in Kvaratskhelia when they've got an abundance of winger talent. And for Kvaratskhelia's point of view as well, I don't exactly think it's the step up that he thinks it might be. Yes, he's going to be paid a lot of money at PSG.
Again, I don't. Again, look. For example, someone commented this age really well. He said, "Yeah, shocker, ICL." But the thing I don't understand is there's a difference between, you know, predicting something when it's 50-50. Let's take a Champions League final. You have Barca, PSG. You know, these are two great sides. Both sides can win the game. It's a bit hard to predict who's going to... Now, I can give you a good one that actually happened. The Nations League final. I think Portugal, Spain, both of them were coming good into that final. And it was a bit hard to pick who was going to win between them. Say that Kvicha Kvaratskhelia was a bad sporting move. And then saying this. I mean, it's idiocy and it's just insane, disgusting narrative. And saying that Paris Saint Germain is not a step up from Napoli. Like, I know if he came from Bayern or something, maybe he would have done that narrative, but not a step up from Napoli.
I think it's the step up that he thinks it might be. Yes, he's going to be paid a lot of money.
Yes, he's going to be paid a lot. He isn't even getting paid that crazy amount of money.
Absolutely. But Barcola has had a brilliant season, like a breakout season, 10 goals and 2 assists. Obviously, he was doing well before, but this year he's gone to another level. Doué, they signed in the summer. I think he's one of the hottest winger talents in Europe. I know his numbers won't necessarily reflect that, but he's a real talent. Spurs wanted him desperately in the summer. I really wanted him, and he's gone to PSG. And maybe now, in hindsight, that wasn't the best move for him if they're going to bring in Kvaratskhelia.
Man, it's so funny. Doué, Kvicha both started the final. Obviously, Barcola didn't start the final, but...
And of course, they've got Dembele as well on the other wing. I just don't understand it from a squad profiling or squad building point of view whatsoever.
No, it's only narrative. It's only narrative. If City did this, he would not have made this video. But because it's PSG and they play in Ligue 1 and...
They've tried to convince him to stay. Conte came out with an interview and obviously he doesn't really mince his words. He says he's asked to leave Napoli. I feel very disappointed. I spent 6 months trying to show him that something important could be done, and that's exactly what they've done. Conte's Napoli have been brilliant. They have, plus working with the club with the contract to be renewed. Now after 6 months we're back to square one. It feels as if he's kind of thrown that all back in their face when a move to PSG has come up. And look, you're probably going to take it because of the money.
No, Kvicha was very adamant on leaving Napoli in the summer transfer window. His agent, his father came out and mentioned that. Napoli didn't let it happen, and Kvicha was like, my opinion is still the same. I still want to leave to Paris Saint Germain. So it's nice that you're trying to extend me, but I want to leave. I said that in the summer. So Kvicha really didn't do anything bad in that sense. Especially Paris Saint Germain put in a great bid, and Napoli then got less money in January.
But I think from PSG's point of view, it's a shame, and I think from Kvaratskelia's point of view, it's a shame as well. I don't think he's going to go to the next level at PSG. I might be wrong. I think a move to the Premier League would have suited him a little bit more.
A move to the Premier League would have suited him a little bit more. Again, I don't understand this Premier League fan base nonsense. Stop hyping up your garbage league. Nobody rates the Premier League like that. The main reason actually players join the Premier League is because of this. The thing that you're saying people are joining PSG for, that's why people are joining the Premier League. The money.
I know Liverpool had a vague interest. They might come in at the last minute. I don't think it's what they need right now. But in the summer, maybe with Salah potentially leaving, who knows? They could, kind of order the dynamics of their wingers. I don't know. I just don't think it makes sense from him. And also, PSG have worked really hard after they sold Mbappe to kind of bring in a lot of young talent and bring that to the forward. Barcola and Doué, especially in these wide positions, don't get it.
Yeah, Kvicha's young as well. He's only 23 years of age. Or rather... I mean, these are very funny to look at. We'll look at one last one here from Have Hope.
I don't think there's anybody that will offer the kind of money PSG are offering.
Again, immediately, the first thing he mentions is talking about money. And all three people have said the same thing. It's disgusting narratives and agendas against PSG. All about money and all of this.
Do you want to advance your career? And do you want to go to the best possible projects that can get the best out of you?
I mean... PSG is the best project in the world, and PSG was the best project to get the best out of Kvicha Kvaratskhelia.
If you want to do that, I will listen to Liverpool.
Again, Premier League fans have... I don't know why they think Liverpool, City... I mean, the teams that are like super teams in the Premier League are super teams in the world. I think Liverpool are one of the super teams, but they're not a bigger super team than PSG, especially since the QSI takeover, or the past 5-6 seasons.
and look at what Liverpool are saying. But the issue with that is I've got to be realistic. Liverpool still have Luis Diaz on £2 a week. Or is it €2 a week?
I mean, Liverpool wanted Kvicha. I think if Kvicha wanted to join Liverpool, they would have gone for him. But he never wanted to join them. He only wanted to join PSG. That was very clear from Kvicha the entire time. It wasn't that Liverpool didn't make a move. It wasn't that United didn't make. It was that Kvicha rejected immediately.
Or €5 a year. PSG are going to offer way more money. It's true. Which is
Again, we did not offer... You know what? I want to compare Kvara's wage to Luis Diaz's wage. I think that's the best comparison to make. Okay, so... Wow, actually, Luis Diaz has a fucking slave wage. That's insane. Let's take it to euros. So McAllister is on like 10. I think Kvara is on... Kvara could be on... I think it's 16. But PSG players pay like way higher tax as well. So he basically has the same wage. Yeah, 16, and then it's high wage. So he basically has the same wage as McAllister, who drawn from Brighton. But then it's not about money. But when it's PSG...
PSG are going to offer you way more money. It's going to be better for you financially. But footballing wise, the better products for you would be Liverpool. If Kvicha goes to Liverpool, where they are right now and what they're doing, and he bolsters that attack with the abilities he has, the league is done. And Liverpool are a big threat for the Champions League.
I mean, I do agree if Kvicha did join them, that could have been huge. Especially in the matchup we have versus them. If it was Kvicha instead of Luis Diaz, you know, we gave a lot of space to Liverpool. Kvicha could have killed us. Yeah. But yeah, after watching these 3 videos, you can just see the narratives, the agendas against PSG. It's all about, they always mention the money thing, which is a lie. They mention the league thing, which is another lie. They talk about other clubs being bigger and better destinations and better project than PSG, which is another lie. So it's just lies. And as I said, these are not tough decisions or opinions to make. No, these are just narratives. Very easy to say, trolling all the time and so on. The last thing I wanted to look at was this Twitter account of Fabrizio Romano. Here we go from Kvicha, and we thought to look at the comments here. Going to Ligue 1, a one club dead league at 24. It's crazy, man. Good luck to Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Look, we've had so many top players drawn. Paris Saint Germain, Messi, Neymar, Ibra, Mbappe, Di Maria, Verratti, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos. I mean, Hakimi. The list goes on and on and on. And one thing a lot of people have to understand, that every football player dreams of the Champions League. I don't think a single player dreams of a league title. It will always be great winning La Liga, winning the Premier League, winning the Bundesliga, winning Serie A, winning Ligue 1. But everyone dreams of the Champions League. Nobody joins Liverpool to play in the Premier League. Nobody joins Barca to play in La Liga. They play there to win the Champions League. And then this talk about Ligue 1 being like this when, a lot of Ligue 1 teams have beaten top La Liga clubs recently and so on. It's crazy. Oh, what a try. This was the Champions League final trident as well. Ruined his career. Barcola gone. I've never understood the Barcola gone stuff. Like, do people genuinely think if you have 3 more players than an attack, then one of them has to leave? Oh. No. I mean, I get that he wanted him probably to join. Good move for him, to be honest. Step up from Napoli. All right. Honestly, there. Just ended his career at 23 years. And this is so fun. Playing us along, like other joiners did. 60 minutes seems like a really good price, man. And he was. Like, Kvicha, I said it when it happened, could potentially be the best January transfer of all time. I think the only one I can remember is Van Dijk. Like, that happened in January. And for that price as well, poof. We saw Verts go for 150.
I think you tried to say.
Showing far with Conte, Liverpool rejected again. Paul to go, it's PSG he chose. He'll never win any European trophy. It's so funny, these Barca fans, because they genuinely believe that their 5 Champions League trophies are relevant. They genuinely think if a player joins Barca, he believes he has a high chance of winning the Champions League because you won it 5 years ago. No, they are not relevant anymore. Next 4 years. All right, then. It was very funny. It was very entertaining looking back at this And Kvicha Kvaratskhelia most definitely did not flop at Paris Saint Germain. I think he registered 12 GA since joining Paris Saint Germain and was absolutely huge in the big Champions League games. Liverpool, Villa, Arsenal, and obviously in the Champions League final for Inter. This is one of the most, well, as I said, could be the best January signing of all time. The impact that he had and the impact that he's going to have in the Club World Cup and an upcoming season for Paris Saint Germain is illustrious. That's been it from boy PSG Int. We'll keep exposing the PSG haters, the PSG disgusting narratives that are created against us. And as usual, allez, Paris.